Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in to another cup of Rosella juice. I haven't even tasted it yet, I'm so scared. Okay, anyway, moving on with the news. So this week, as you may have seen in this week's video I did on 2 days ago, I'm in Bangkok. So right now I'm actually at BlackBerry Jam, and I'm inside one of the sort of interview session rooms where we come and get to chat with some of the VPs of BlackBerry and actually find out some really cool information about what's happening with BlackBerry 10. And that's what I've been preoccupied with mostly the whole week, and you probably see that has been a bit of what's been dominating on the website this week as well. So, you know, whether you like it or don't like it, it is interesting stuff because BlackBerry 10 kind of looks good. Now, you know, not everybody is a BlackBerry fan, and BlackBerry sure as hell haven't been doing amazingly well recently, and that's kind of why they've decided to do this huge transition. So they're transitioning to a whole new platform. Everything looks completely different. If you, for example, never saw BlackBerry, if you had a BlackBerry and you picked this one up and you didn't know it was a BlackBerry, you would be completely lost in thinking that it ever was, you know what I'm saying? It's that different. So one of the things, this is a dev conference, so it's really full of developers, people finding out about what's in it for them when they want to develop and things like that. And it's been really interesting because we're actually finding that the majority of the developers that are here were not previous BlackBerry developers. They were actually iOS and Android developers who are interested in doing something for BlackBerry now as well. So it's interesting to see that BlackBerry's definitely caught the attention of all its other competitors' developers, and they're looking to bring their apps over to BlackBerry. And BlackBerry's making it really easy to do as well. For example, I created an app this week using the BlackBerry app generator. Check that story out because I created an app and it took minutes. It's so simple. And for developers who are interested in doing it but think that it's not worth their time or money, well, guess what? BlackBerry's doing this other thing, which is a little bit crazy for BlackBerry, but great for a developer, is that they can develop an app, put it into the App Store, try and make some money off it, sell it for, you know, $2 or whatever it is. And if after the first year you do not make $10,000, BlackBerry will give you $10,000. That's how serious they are about the developer community here. It's really amazing how much they really want the devs to be on their side. And you can see why, because people always want the latest and best apps on their phone. So obviously if you're buying a BlackBerry, that's something you're going to want. So that was interesting to see. There is some conditions obviously in that $10,000. I thought of creating an app and you know, making no sales and hoping for the best. But yeah, you do have to have a minimum set of sales up to $1,000 within a year, which isn't unreasonable for most developers, and so on. But that's a really interesting one. So if you're a developer, you almost have no excuse not to be developing for BlackBerry because they've made it easy, they've incentivized it, and they also said that BlackBerry app developers make more money per month than Android and iOS developers as well, which is really interesting when they actually compare everybody. So that was cool to see. That's BlackBerry really in a nutshell. That's what we saw this week. I'm going to do some other BlackBerry stuff, but this is not just about BlackBerry. This is a cup of Rosella juice, and here is the first sip. If it tastes like a bird, I'm scared. It's like creaming soda without the. It's like creaming soda without the fuzz, and then it has a weird kick at the end, which just punches you a little bit. All right, so moving on. I did say that was BlackBerry for it, but just before I completely tell you about the developer side, I've done that for the consumers. Now, one thing which I love about BlackBerry 10, and I've got it written down, so I have to mention it, is that the way that they've integrated social into this device is like something I haven't seen before. So that when you add a contact, that email address that you've entered for that contact is then looked up, and you will get information about them based on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and then it uses the details that it gets from those contacts to find out even more information. So if you work for Samsung, for example, it's going to say, so-and-so works for Samsung, here's the latest news on Samsung. So that if you're going into a meeting or you're catching up with friends, you can actually go there with talking points. So you can look at your contact and actually see, okay, so this is some interesting stuff, not just about them, but about what's around them as well, which is crazy. You can actually see, if they've got a BlackBerry as well, you can see what apps they're downloading as well. So say, for example, they've just found this really cool app. Well, you can just go to their contact and you can see the app they've just downloaded, click on it and download it for yourself. That's crazy. I almost thought that was a little bit stalkerish, and I would turn that feature off if it was me with the device, only because if I download an app which someone else might find offensive or something like that, it's a bit embarrassing. Not that I do, not that there's really a lot of embarrassing apps, but there are some apps out there which not everyone would be proud of telling everybody else that they own, like a farting app, for example. Maybe you don't want to look too childish in front of your boss. Who knows? Why did I commit to that? Okay, HTC. I've spoken about these guys before. They've brought out. They had announced previously about their HTC 8S and 8X. That's their Windows phones. They're now available in Australia. I guess by the time I upload this video, they're available now through Optus and Telstra. Telstra's are the only ones carrying the 8X, and Optus are the only ones carrying the 8S, which I think is a shame. I think they should try and put these phones across all of the networks. I like the 8X. I'm not with Telstra, so that cancels me out. Would I want to go to Telstra just for that reason? Well, I don't know if I want to pay the premium to get that same phone, which I kind of just want. But it's out now, you can go buy it if you really want to. Personally, I've had hands-on with those phones, not for a long time, but I had a hands-on with them, and obviously the Lumia 920 and 820, and the Samsung ATIV Windows phone. I really liked the 8X. It felt so good in the hand. It wasn't heavy. It was like the 1X, the Android version, but it just felt so slick and easy to use. So that's what one I would pick. Hey, you tell me which one you like better. Ferrari. Logic 3 have announced some more Ferrari products. Now, if you remember before, they had the Ferrari headphones, which I actually still use. I've got them not with me, they're in the hotel. I use them all the time, I love them, and I didn't bring my headphones with me. Anyway, so I do use them all the time. I do like them. They're actually good quality headphones, not just because they say Ferrari on them, but in the news with them, they've actually brought out some docks to Australia now. So there are 4 iPod docks that are actually offered by Logic 3, and 2 of them are coming to Australia. No, one of them is coming to Australia, and I think it's a real shame. The one which I actually had my eye on is not coming, and that really sucks. They look good. I'm gonna get one for review. I'm hoping it's gonna make me happy again, and I'm gonna enjoy the sound of it. They're priced pretty premiumly. They're up against some of the better docks out there, so I'm interested to see just how good it is. You take a look for yourself. Would you buy a Ferrari dock, or would you rather another motor car brand on a speaker? I don't know. I have no idea what I was thinking in getting Rosella juice to... Anyway, that's my topics for the week. There was not a great deal of news, let's be honest, this week. But being at BlackBerry Jam has been a huge pleasure. I was sent on behalf of BlackBerry. They've been really kind to me to do that. It's been an amazing experience. Stay tuned for more BlackBerry stuff. When my app is available, if you've got a BlackBerry, I'm going to encourage you to download it because I made it, and that's really cool. And yeah, Bangkok's been crazy. If you've seen Hangover 2, similar experience. Not really. I'm pretty tame. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week for another cup of tech back in Sydney, and thanks for watching. Bye.